The Belafonte, home to Team Zissou. Skilled crew of deep-sea divers, adventurers, documentary filmmakers.
Action! It's all really happening. We'll give them the reality this time.
Does this seem fake?
Led by internationally renowned oceanographer Captain Steve Zissou, expert on every aspect of marine life.
Son of a bitch, I'm sick of these dolphins.
I'm gonna fight you, Steve.
You never say, I'm gonna fight you, Steve. You just smile and act natural, and then you sucker punch it.
I'm gonna go on an overnight drunk, and in 10 days, I'm gonna set out to find the shark that ate my friend and destroy it. Anyone that would care to join me is more than welcome.
Okay, here we go, everybody.
We're being led on an illegal suicide mission by a selfish maniac.
I hear what you're saying, but I think you misjudged the guy.
This whole thing I've been obsessed with for 4 years and thinking about for 14 years. So this is a movie that I've just had on my mind so long. Since Rushmore, I've been talking to Bill Murray, maybe we're gonna do this oceanographer movie.
Was it a deliberate choice never to show the jaguar shark?
No, I dropped the camera.
No, ho perso la macchina da presa, mi è caduta.
Why are they laughing?
Hey, that was good. That was good. That was nice.
Yes. What's next for Team Zissou?
I don't know if you would describe it as surreal, but it's a world that Wes creates, sort of like the Royal Tenenbaums, slightly artificial, but I think within that world, the emotions and the feelings are, very real.
Action! Boom!
You're supposed to be my son, right?
I don't know, but I did want to meet you, just in case.
If I was to take a stab at describing the plot of this film, I think I would be here all year.
The plot of The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou
is about oceanographer, filmmaker.
He's a documentarian
who is sort of having a midlife crisis.
How are you feeling?
I'm right on the edge. I don't know what comes next.
Wait here, I'll be right back.
Cut it. Reset. Okay. Good.
His wife has left him.
Who's that dude?
That's my research assistant, Javier.
His business is kind of in ruins.
Do you hear me, damn it, do you? No, I don't! I told you how to play!
He has a number of unattractive qualities. He's obviously flawed.
Check the scanning monitor!
He's got hydrogen psychosis, crazy eye.
He just lets fly and lets the chips fall. He's got something that drives him that he can't really express to anyone. He's just got to use all his force of personality to get it done.
We go your way, that's about 4 inches. If we go my way, it's 1.5 inches. You want to pay for the extra gas?
It's about a guy who's at a low point in his career, trying to reach for something greater than he's ever done before, to reaffirm himself.
This was to be our most ambitious adventure to date, and ultimately a tragic one.
Go in before the punch. At least try to get a moment where you give me this.
Bill's playing the title character, Steve Zissou, and it's hard sometimes, to see where Steve Zissou ends and where Bill Murray begins.
I'd like to volunteer as being unnecessary.
Bill's got a way of working where you almost don't know that you're working. There's a lightness on set. Bill is hilarious. Everyone knows that. He really draws an audience in, and he definitely draws a cast in. He's sort of galvanized everyone.
Action!
Don't you think the public perception of your work has significantly altered in the last 5 years?
That's your first question? I thought this was supposed to be a puff piece.
Okay, cut.
This is the third movie I've done with Bill. Not only is he one of my favorite actors, but he's also somebody where you have him on the set, there's certain things you can get done differently, and he's somebody who can talk to anybody.
Drop it. The Team Zissou Speedo.
Bill's very comfortable sporting his Speedo.
When you're a swimsuit model, it's really about just drinking a lot of water.
If you're going to wear a Speedo, then, You would think that you're going to spend all this time getting in shape, but he's gone a different route, which is not exactly like the most aerobicized build that you've ever seen, but that kind of is part of the charm.
Action!
I want you on Team Zissou.
The answer's yes.
Well, it's got to be. I'll order you a red cap and a Speedo.
That's been an experience to work with Owen. You never know what the heck Owen is thinking, really. You have no idea, because he's James Deanish.
I can't believe I asked if I could call you Dad.
I'll let you call me Stevesy. It sounds better.
All right, cut it. Okay, great. Yeah, that was nice. I feel like Owen ended up doing something quite different from what I've seen him do in other films. He's almost developed a persona, in a way, in films, and this is different from the persona that he does so well, and I was so pleased with what he's doing and had such a good time working with Owen.
This character that I play is so kind of earnest and good and kind. Is a little bit trickier for me to play than someone who's kind of insecure and jealous, and those type of emotions are kind of funny and easier to play.
When did you first hear about me?
I think it's heartwarming, this real innocence in Ned, which I think is hard for a modern man to kind of embrace, but he's done it.
I've never felt a baby in someone's stomach before. I think you'll make a very good single mother.
I play Jane Winslett-Richardson, who is a reporter for the Oceanographic Explorer.
Cate is somebody who, in a scene with somebody like Bill, I feel like she makes Bill better because she's challenging him to be ready as she is, and he's challenging her to be as in the moment as he is.
What the f are you doing in here?
What the F are you doing in here? I warned you about being in other people's cabins. You were supposed to go home.
Well, you convinced me to stay and finish the story.
Is it still the cover?
Cut it! Okay, that was good. That was pretty good.
Good.
That's good. Let's do another one right away.
Cigarette doesn't light unless I do this.
Okay.
There's nobody better to have on a set than Anjelica. She brings the perfect attitude.
Claudio, action.
Based on the quality of the connection, the variety of wildlife in the background, and the elapsed time between Mr. Ubell's capture and this message, there's a good chance he's on one of the Ping Islands.
It was fun to have her play this role and have her change her style so much, and very much of an independent spirit.
Oh, what do you want?
Good.
Object and also not need too much.
Yeah, good, good. One last one.
Is that him? That's him, Klaus.
Jeff Goldblum, he's very intelligent, very quick, and he also has very esoteric kind of ideas. And so he's somebody who brings this great eccentricity and sort of brilliance, and he's totally devoted to what he's doing.
Okay, here we come, Jeff. Movimento, here we come. Action.
How's everything going with your, what are you calling it, leopard? Fish?
Jaguar shark.
Jaguar shark. Exactly. I love it. Tell me something, does it actually exist?
You know, Allie, I don't want to give away the ending.
Well, Life Aquatic is similar to all of Wes's films because it all comes from him. He writes them, he has a very distinct vision. You can ask him any question about any of the characters or anything about the film, and he'll have a ready answer for you.
Wes has a great sense of humor. He doesn't go for the big joke, he goes for the smart joke.
His mother just died. Plus, we're having some problems, and I just think it'd be a very special opportunity for all of us, especially him. He needs this deal.
Okay, bring him over.
Well, he's right here.
I'm sorry. How do you do?
Wes is one of the few directors that I work with that I really consider a complete filmmaker.
Face to face, like me and Al, with the camera out there. So Owen, look into the camera. Now go fall back towards the shoulder.
Wes embraces all aspects of filmmaking.
Action!
I mean, it's the weird and wonderful world of Wes. Wes is really specific in the way he draws characters, and not only from a visual perspective, but his writing is so specific. You don't really change a word.
He has extreme confidence in his storytelling ability.
Wes is tremendously detailed, and so much of what he does isn't necessarily obvious on the page.
You know I'm not big on apologizing. So I'll just skip it if it's all the same to you.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Wes is a very strong presence on the set, and it's a very relaxed atmosphere.
Okay, come on back out, Claudio.
Work at a certain pace.
Okay, light Willem.
He's a good director with people.
Good, okay, one last one. Let's keep it simpler.
He gets a kick out of people. He seems to enjoy so many different kinds of people.
Okay, that's the right feeling. Now let's do it. Exactly that feeling.
And the way he appreciates them brings something out in them.
That was perfect. I mean, it took a lot of takes, but it was perfect. So that's got to count for something.
Let me tell you about my boat.
The Belafonte. It's an old ship. You probably wouldn't want to try to go transatlantic in it.
That was one of the most dramatic things that's ever happened on this boat. The Belafonte was a long-range sub-hunter during the Second World War.
Wes was very particular about the type of boat it needed to be. It needed to be World War II vintage, and it needed to be on a certain size of boat and a certain type of boat.
And action.
The sequence with the boat that's chopped in half was an amazing experience to shoot because it was like a play.
The sauna was designed by an engineer from the Chinese space program.
From the beginning, Wes had it in his mind that we would be building half the boat lengthwise in cross sections.
This is the kitchen, which contains probably some of the most technologically advanced equipment on the ship.
And as we shot it, all the actors are walking around in this ant colony.
So you see characters run up all in the one shot, moving up and down staircases.
And you see the boat, and you see the giant set of the boat. It's enormous.
It's 40 feet tall. It's 150 feet long. It's longer than a city block.
And when you get there, then you go. Let's do that, okay.
As a group of actors, you're very much playing together, so it's quite theatrical in that way.
It's a documentary. It's all really happening. Anybody feel like going for a ride?
It is beautiful, Steve.
Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? Some of these creatures under the water are something to see.
There's personality in stop motion. It feels handmade. Henry Selick, he's somebody who I've admired, and he brings his own artistry into it, and he's like another actor.
Stop motion animation is an ancient form of animation. It goes back to the very beginning of trick film photography.
Go ahead and roll it back into 0.
The challenge was to not overuse them, to not make it something that seemed either too cute or manipulative on our part, you know, cut to the cute fish.
A lot of the creatures in this film are just slightly different than reality. People would recognize it as something they know, but a new interpretation.
Fantastic. Let's go. Are you finding what you were looking for out here with me? I hope so. Quiet out there tonight. Can you hear the jack whales singing?
Beautiful. I wonder what they're saying.
Well, that was the sludge tanker over there, but there you go.
And try